Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing good today. Today I am going to be showing you how to make the bodice of a kid's dress. Kids have bigger tummy, so we should allocate more to the front waist than to the back waist, and that is what I'll be teaching you here. The measurements used in this tutorial will be useful for a big 2-year-old up to a small 4-year-old. By big and small, I mean the size. If this is your first time on this channel, welcome. Please subscribe, like and share, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. Now let's begin the tutorial. From the baseline, mark your waistline. Shoulder to waist is 8.5 inches. Mark 8.5 inches and draw a straight line. After that, measure your shoulder to chest line, which is the arm side divided by 2, and that is 5.25, and draw a straight line as well. Next, mark the shoulder width, which is 9.5 divided by 2, and that is 4.75. Mark that on the baseline and on the chest line, and then you connect it with a vertical line. Now to the chest circumference. The chest circumference is 22 inches divided by 4, that is 5.5. So mark 5.5 on the chest line. Now to the front waist. The waist measurement is 22 inches. 22 divided by 4, that is 5.5. So because kids have a bigger tummy, a bigger front waist, you will add 0.5 inches to it, and that gives me 6 inches. So mark it and connect the chest line to the waistline. For the shoulder slant, measure 0.75 inches and make a mark. Now to the neckline. For the neck width, use 2.5, and for the neck depth, use 2.5 inches as well. Then connect with a curved line. After that, draw a slant line from the neck width up to the 0.75 inches, which is the shoulder slant. Now to the armhole. Measure what you have here, get the midpoint, and then make a mark. On that mark, measure 0.25 inches inward, make a mark as well, and then you connect those 3 points: the end of the slant, the 0.25 inch, and the chest line measurement. This is the end of the front pattern. Let's move to the back pattern. Same as the front pattern, draw a baseline, and from the baseline, measure the shoulder to waist, which is 8.5 inches, and draw a straight line. After that, you're going to leave a 1-inch zipper allowance. So from the edge of the paper or your fabric, mark 1 inch and draw a vertical line. It is worthy of note that every horizontal measurement will henceforth start from the zipper line. Let's move to the chest line. For the chest line, like we did for the front, mark 5.25 inches downward and draw a line. For the back waist, as per calculations above, deduct 0.5 inches from your waist measurement divided by 4. In total, I have 5 inches. So from this zipper line, measure 5 inches and make a mark. Now to the chest line. The chest measurement is 22 divided by 4, that is 5.5. Measure 5.5 inches, make a mark, and then connect it to the waistline, just like this. For the shoulder measurement, right from the zipper allowance, mark 4.75 inches. On the chest line, mark the same thing, 4.75 inches, and draw a vertical line. For the neck width, mark 2.5 inches, and for the neck depth, mark 1.25 inches and connect with the curve. For the shoulder slant, mark 0.75 inches, just like we did for the front, and then connect the neck width to the mark. Now for the back armhole, connect this point just like this with a curve. If you're making a sleeveless bodice, measure 0.5 inch inward on the shoulder slant and then reconnect it to the armhole. Do this for both the front and the back pattern. This is to ensure that the bodice sits well on the shoulder. But if you'll be adding a sleeve to your bodice, you do not need to do this alteration. If you prefer to add seam allowances on your pattern, add it now before you cut. Add 1 inch to the waistline, 0.5 inch to the armhole, shoulder slant and the neckline, and for the sides 1 inch as well, and connect for both the front and the back. After cutting out the patterns, the front and the back, fold your fabric into two. Here I folded the lining and the main fabric together. Place the pattern on it and then you cut. Ensure that you put the center front of your pattern on the fold of the fabric, just like this. And then you put the back pattern as well and cut out exactly what you have on the pattern, since you have already added seam allowances on the pattern. Place the right sides of the main fabric against each other, sew at the shoulder with a 0.5 inch allowance. Place the right sides of the lining against each other and sew at the shoulder with a 0.5 inch allowance. After sewing at the shoulder, place the right sides of the lining on top of the right sides of the main fabric, and then sew at the armhole and the neckline with a 0.5 inch allowance. Notch the areas that you have just sewn, the neckline and then the armhole. Also, sew the zipper allowance area with a 0.25 inch allowance straight down. It is time to turn the fabric inside out, so pull out the back pattern from the shoulder. By doing this, you're going to have a concealed seam at the shoulder. After turning it inside out, ensure to iron it nice and flat, and also fold the zipper allowance and iron it as well. Now, to sew the sides, fold the bodies on top of each other this way and separate the main fabric from the lining, just like this. After that, sew with a 1 inch seam allowance, just like we left while drafting the pattern. So fold it on top of each other this way, right side facing right side. Separate the lining from the main fabric, pull as appropriate, and then you sew with a 1 inch seam allowance like we left while drafting the pattern. After joining it, this is what it looks like. Iron it, and then you can join any bottom piece of your choice, a gathered, a flare, a straight skirt, just like this. You're going to see the effect of using this method when the kids wear the clothes, because it is going to accommodate their tummy more and it will not come out flat. Thank you guys for watching this tutorial. I hope it was helpful and I hope you learned a thing or two. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, like and share the link. Till we see again next time, please take care of yourself. Bye.